in this issue, Motorola introduced a super flexible smartphone, the first cyber brothel in history. Airbnb plans to use AI to combat party makers. Google will fight against unacceptable content created by artificial intelligence. The last song of the Beatles can be heard using a neural network. Hello everyone, friends. This is Neuronews. We have a discussion about the most recent advancements in the field of AI, neural networks, and high tech, which are still rapidly transforming our world. As always, we have gathered for you all the most interesting, so make yourself comfortable. My name is Dimitri. We are starting. The world's first cyber brothel has opened in Germany. Well, of course, where else? What's the point? Customers come to the establishment. There they choose the appearance of the girl. Here it is not very clear yet. Will it be possible to choose only from the proposed ones, or will it be possible to bring a photo and say, I want this one? Afterwards, you will be provided with virtual reality glasses and directed to a room where a Kokeshi doll is patiently waiting for you. The doll will then transform into the chosen girl's likeness. Very convenient. You invited a girl on a date, she refused you, and you're like, I have your photo. Straight to the brothel. No need to invite for a date. You can go straight to the brothel. Or have you always dreamed of having fun with Margot Robbie or Megan Fox? Please! This service costs 120 euros per hour. In addition to looking the way you want, the doll will also move accordingly in virtual glasses. And as if that is not sufficient, there will be an individual operator in the adjacent room who will either oversee the dubbing or carry out the dubbing process. This establishment operates in accordance with German law, where such services are legal. The cyber brothel also ensures the safety of clients by controlling hygiene and providing confidentiality. That's how it is. We thought that technologies would be used for treating diseases and sending humans into space, but I'm going to construct my very own park with blackjack and hookers. The Beatles are going to release their brand new and most likely final song literally in just a few days from now. It was worked on by Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, the only surviving members of the band. You may wonder, what do neural networks have to do with it? And also, the song will have the voice of John Lennon, which was extracted from an old demo recording from 1978 thanks to AI. This demo recording was one of 3 songs on the cassette labeled For Paul, which Lennon recorded shortly before his death, and which later Yoko Ono passed on to Paul McCartney. They say on the internet that the song will be called Now and Then. The idea of using artificial intelligence to finish a song came to McCartney after watching Peter Jackson's documentary film Get Back about the Beatles' creative process, which was released in 2021. When creating it, dialogue editor Emile Delorey used AI to recognize the voices of the Beatles and separate them from background noise. Despite the advantages brought by the new technologies of Sir Paul McCartney, he expressed certain apprehension about their rapid development. It's a little scary, but exciting because it's the future. We just need to see where this leads, he said in a comment to the BBC. Google will require developers to add a button for reporting inappropriate content created by artificial intelligence. Specifically, this applies to apps where neural networks generate content in response to user requests. How will it work? From January 31st, 2024, Google will simply require that everyone using generative artificial intelligence have such an option. Now you can complain about the content created by neural networks or mark it as inappropriate without leaving the application. These will be reports on artificial intelligence. Let's determine which apps are being discussed. First and foremost, these include chatbots, image generators, and programs that create audio or video recordings of real people. Exceptions exist. If app only hosts AI-created content but doesn't allow creation, then everything is fine. No ability to create, only host. Also, don't worry if the NN only generalizes info or, for example, transcribes text from video. Apparently, Google has taken on the role of a moral police in the field of generated content. I hope artificial intelligence doesn't come back to life ahead of time just because a crowd of school children will complain about it for fun. No more parties. Airbnb, a service for short-term rental of housing around the world, will use artificial intelligence to combat potential troublemakers. Organizing parties and rentals is a real problem for the service. After all, this is a huge risk for landlords, reducing offer variability on the platform. Certainly, if any of the users is discovered in this matter, they just end up on the blacklist. But how to identify a dude who is just going to rent a house, invite a bunch of people there, and throw a party? Here, AI algorithms come to the rescue. Through them, a large sample of users is filtered who have already been noticed in prohibited activities. Based on this data, common patterns are identified, and then all users are scanned for the presence of these patterns. If a match is found, a more in-depth profile analysis is conducted. Further, such a user is given a more careful warning about the inadmissibility of holding entertainment events and subsequent sanctions. The landlord is being offered to reconsider before renting an apartment to such a character. Personally, this news does not excite me at all because I love parties and I don't plan to rent out my apartment anytime soon. Surely your parents often told you that you spend too much time with your smartphone in your hands. Motorola made the decision to go even further and attach the smartphone directly onto your wrist. At the Lenovo Tech World 23 exhibition, Motorola surprised everyone with a prototype of its new gadget with a flexible screen that can be worn on the wrist like a bracelet. The smartphone is equipped with a display that can take on various forms depending on your needs. For example, it can be used as a regular Android phone with a flat screen, and if needed, it can be folded and placed on a table. Of course, the most interesting and unusual way of wearing it is on the hand. The screen wraps around the wrist and is attached to a special bracelet that holds the device on the hand. Only the top part of the screen remains active, which displays the clock and notifications. Looks, honestly, so-so. We know how a gadget that is worn on the wrist should look like. Surely it is precisely because of this that Motorola does not plan to launch mass production of such smartphones yet. Friends, these were Neuro News. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, and if you enjoyed it, also like this video. I remind you that we go out every week. And on that note, I wish you all the best, and goodbye.